know what happened. Something's funky going on tonight. It's strange, but
It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It is weird. Anyways, so like I was saying, the it's been going well. Wait, what was I talking about? So I lost my thought.
We're talking about the state of R3.
Oh yeah, the state of R3. So after that one server change, I felt like that one change to the game, slowing down combat, nerfing accuracy essentially, felt like it feels like it's in a pretty good spot. There's clearly some balance issues. Creature Handler is just utterly ridiculous. People aren't even abusing it to its max extent yet. My guys aren't even abusing it to its max extent, but I've seen a few Creature Handlers out there. They all want big pets for some reason. Let me tell you guys, it's the little pets that hold the secret, man. The little pets are insane. They have insane damage, and they're still really tanky. It's so stupid. It's the dumbest stuff ever.
I hate when big pets fall over, like in battle. It's so disturbing to me. You know, like they're falling over, clunk, screen shake. I mean, oh, that's so annoying.
Yeah.
Creature handlers, like, how do you nerf a creature handler? Like, how do you do it right? Because, you know, when the game first came out, the first nerf that came out, and I mentioned this in the last episode or 2 episodes ago when I looked it up, the first nerf that came out was creature handler because everyone was using creature handler. Like, you could get anywhere you needed to go just by sending your creature in, like nonstop, easy grind. And then they nerfed it, and it was like nobody even wanted to play it. So I mean, I can't think of how they can really like nerf it and make it relevant. You know?
Well, I would say just up the if need be, up the damage. But right now the survivability of creatures, it's like having a pet crate dragon with you, to be honest. It's that strong.
So just give them some sort of easy armor break or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like make them take down their armor or their health points or something.
That's the only change I'd make is just reduce their HP. I wouldn't even touch their armor. They
just maybe make the players themselves their skills less powerful or something. Like if you have a creature out, maybe it'll make your damage less or something like that, because your focus is your action will come up less because you're focusing more on, you know, commanding your creature or something. That's
actually a good idea, Weird. I like where you're headed with that. If creature handler appears to be OP, just nerf the handler, maybe put an action regen debuff on them. Mm-hmm. I like that thinking. That's smart. I don't know. That was really smart. Man, that's a balance change and a half right there.
Well, Lord Skyer says that we will enjoy the screen shake.
I've got screen shake turned off.
Yeah, you know what? I try to keep everything as true to life as possible, and so I don't like to make too many changes, and so mysteriously enables it. So.
he's gonna mess with my
Odysseus the wolf says that's already a thing. One of the trees essentially nullifies the debuff. Okay, what tree is that? You can't just come in here and say something without giving us the deets, buddy.
I think so in Creature Handler, is there a debuff if you're not master for having a creature out? I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Don't know. Hey, that's my face. Hey, it's getting closer.
Yes. Okay, I see. So there's a tree. There's a tree in Creature Handler that just nullifies that debuff. Yeah, you could increase the debuff though. It's where at master you're not totally debuffed, but you have some of that debuff, just a little bit, I would say. Creatures really are insane right now. I mean, people are soloing crate dragons with Creature Handler right now. That's how strong.
And that just shouldn't be. You know, your pet should not be even 1/50th the power of a crate dragon.
Well, that would imply it would take like 50 creatures to take down a crate. I don't know if I would say 1/50th, but
I mean, if we're playing true to scale, you know, I get it. It would make creature handler pretty much unusable.
yeah.
But if a crate dragon, there should not be anything that even close to equatable, if that's a word. Is equatable a word?
Yeah.
Next, let me know if that's a word.
I think that's a word. I'm going to go ahead and say it's a word. We're going to make it a word. If it's not a word, it's 2021. We can make up words.
Anything could be what we want, and it's totally acceptable.
Yeah.
All right.
Pets can be buffed by a duck, and I think they get SL buffs as well, squad leader buffs. So you can just buff some pets up, make them real strong.
Oh my goodness. There's some big news that was just dropped. Never look at your phone when you're live on anything. As a radio host, I should know this. This is huge news for I'm an adventure game guy.
Oh,
I'll be
true.
running to making a video after this about this. So
Gotcha.
about some LucasArts point and click adventures stuff going on.
I think we talked about that before. I asked about the Indiana Jones game.
Yeah.
Is it Indiana Jones related?
Maybe I'll talk about it a little bit at the end, towards the end of the show.
Gotcha.
Because we're pretty hot on something. So, in that regard, let me pull up. The devs sent us over a state of the server, so to speak. So they tell us what's going on, what they're working on, yada, and also yada. So bear with me here, and I'll pull up what they're saying. Speaking of creature handlers, they have now fixed an issue with creature handler not being able to tame at novice. Didn't know that was a thing. Did you?
I did not. I have not done any of the new creature handler stuff they put in since beta. Like they put in post-launch, they added baby creatures. So that if you run around now, you'll see a bunch of baby creatures. And I did not. I have not messed with creature handler since then.
Okay. So, some of the things that some of the devs are working on, obviously, this is just outside of the main fixes that they know is being. First of all, they want to let us know that they know that it's an issue, and they're working very, 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 very hard. And something that Gospel and I were talking about, the gold standard for Star Wars Galaxies. At the moment, I don't think anybody, whether you like the game or not, will say that Legends team is like the gold standard. This was an issue for 5 months, the chat type of thing. So this isn't just restoration. Apparently, this is a thing. So they are working on that, and things are moving forward. We know that things are a lot more balanced than they were a month ago. A couple of the things that they are working on, heavily trying to fix a bunch of buffs or a bunch of bugs that have been reported. So. Anti-AFK, they're really trying to fix how they're trying to implement it. So I don't know what that means. They're saying that it's being polished and tested still, what they want to do for anti-AFK. Blackwing canisters, collection locations, that's about to be fixed. Missing instruments, these are important things. These are fixed now and are going to be going live soon. So all of those who've been complaining about having missing instruments, there you go. Lord Skyer says it's on the test center if you want to check it out. So there you go.
Yeah, I think he pinned it in the test center chat.
Okay.
Oh, Jar Jar posted it in the test server chat in the Resto Discord. Yeah.
The big thing is there's a lot of space bugs that are heavily being worked on.
The space bugs are pretty serious.
This is a priority apparently.
Yeah, because it's making space. It's making space like near unplayable. It's weird.
I've not had too many issues. I know a lot of people want to engage in space. So if we're talking, tell me about this. Okay, what kind of bugs are we really having issues with in space, aside from some of the things not really being there, or is it like
the
combat?
main one is space battles. So the space battles keep spawning in like a ton of units.
Yeah.
And it's causing space to lag really bad. And so it becomes impossible to do anything. That's the problem.
So that's what Sky was mentioning to me. I didn't quite understand that, and so that's a huge priority that they're being worked on.
Yeah, just imagine if Sky just lost his mind one day, spawned into Isley, and spawned literally 1 million NPCs. How well that would go over. That's kind of what's happening in space. It's lagging out space because the amount of like NPC ships that are spawning in is just insane because of the space battles. But hopefully that'll be fixed. 'Cause once that's fixed, space will be fine for the most part. But it's just this one bug where it's literally causing like the entirety of the space to lag.
Yeah, actually, I just got a message from Sky right now. Here, this everybody, this is Sky. He says, "Oh, also, Surosub can be obtained from the vendors that's been fixed." So, guys, you got your subs. You got your subs. All right. Well, since Sky's not on this episode, first of all, why not?
He's in the chat.
He's not actually on video this time. Okay, so when is it actually live right now? Sky, you could chat with us and let us know, or is it going to be on Test Center? Test Center. So that means it'll probably be coming pretty soon. And so, things are being worked on.
Yes, sir.
And anything that some people have thought have not been as good is becoming better. But remember, the ebbs and flows, man. Let the waves crash. Ride the wave when you get a good one. There's always gonna be some things that some people don't like. And there's going to be some things that others like. So it's not a matter of something is not working. What do you think, Gospel?
Yeah, I totally agree. Just be patient. I saw someone compare the dev team to an indie dev team, but indie dev teams get paid, and it's their job to do stuff. This is. These are developers, but these people are doing this as like a hobby. They all have like main lives. They do this on the side, so if you have friends or family, you got to take care of that as well. So things are surely chugging along slowly but surely, I feel like. And it doesn't even really feel that slow with some of the changes they've made. Like that combat change was pretty fast, and I feel like a lot of these changes are coming up pretty quickly. I mean, and what's important though is that when players bring up like a major issue, they prioritize and take care of it. Like the vendor thing, that was noticed pretty quickly with the Corellian Times vendor, and then later noticed with the Nova Orion Station vendor, which is where the Soros subyard is at. We brought it to the devs' attention. Devs are like, fixing it. And then the other thing that they put in those patch notes that they're fixing is you can no longer go to kneeling or prone while knocked down. So one of my guildies discovered that if you got knocked down, you could /kneel and you wouldn't use any action. You just stand right back up. And you didn't, there's no GCD timer or anything. You just kneel and you get back up. So once he told me about that, I was like, oh, reporting this right now. And obviously they put a fix in it, so that's really, really good. Hwood TV asking, Gospel, do you know when or if they are going to fix Feign Death? I don't know. I've asked them to put it back in the game, and I have not received.
Run the server, guys.
Yeah, I don't run it.
Yes.
I am the Smuggler Senator though, technically right now. So that falls under my category. I've brought it up to Halo, and I haven't got any feedback on that. There's a lot of things that need fixing in the game. Smuggler, in terms of classes being broken, Smuggler is one of the least broken classes. Commando is very busted, and Ranger is non-existent. So I do want to see Feign Death back though, and when they wipe the Senate, I'm gonna run for senator again, and I'm gonna try to get Feign Death back because I have heard a lot of feedback from Smuggler players that they want the Feign Death back. So I will definitely.
Well, and I agree, 100%. I'm grinding another. I'm changing one of my characters up to Smuggler. Smuggler has always been one of my favorite classes. I mean, it's just because of the secondary missions. You know, it's one of the few that is really engaging in the grind. You know, and yeah, it's not that powerful. I mean, you can make it powerful, but there's great things about Smuggler that you want to have. Feign Death is important for a Smuggler.
It is because they're so weak.
Yeah, I mean, well, so forget about the weakness. Just think about like the whole lore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, half of being a smuggler is not like shooting first. You know, it's escaping. It's doing whatever. It's hiding. It's doing what you need to do to get out of battle and run. You know, that type of a thing. Otherwise, you'll have Jabba chasing you all across the galaxy for dumping your cargo.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'm hoping that they'll do some crazy stuff with Smuggler, but we'll see.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah,
let's talk about Smuggler a little bit. The Smuggler is one of the most important classes in the game.
It is.
I believe this. Okay, so you agree as well?
Yes.
This is an argument that I've had with a lot of people. Like, if you want to have a good weapon, you need a Smuggler. You need to make friends with the Smuggler. You know what I mean? If you're building weapons, Smugglers can get things. Smugglers can slice and do all those. So you absolutely need those. And they're not terrible to have in a group. You know what I mean? Not ideal, but you're not going to be left behind too many times.
Yeah.
You may be in the cloner a little bit, but
yeah. No, I agree. And then they also make spices, which everyone uses.
I mean, how could you not?
Yeah.
If you want drugs in Star Wars, you got to hang out with the Smuggler. Get your spice.
Yeah. Get your spice. Exactly.
I mean, you have to smuggle bricks of cocaine from one place of the continent to the other. You know, if you didn't have those drugs in your system that you're smuggling, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, it is an interesting class when you think about it. It's got a really useful crafting item that literally everyone wants and needs. It's got slicing, which literally everyone wants and needs. And then it's got a lot of CC in the class, and it's got some really good abilities. It's like a really solid class, I feel like. In fact, I think there's an event that got posted. There's a 2v2 tournament, I think on Sunday.
Yeah.
And assuming I've got nothing going on, I'm going to try and attend that.
Hey, throw that out there. Give it some love. If you could find the event by the end of the show, let's give that.
I got it right here. If you want me to read it off,
please.
Yeah. So Lorian, I guess he's from the Norse Guild, says a 4th of July event on Sunday, July 4th at 12 p.m. Central Time. Hear ye, hear ye. Norse would like to invite you to our Midsummer Festival. Please join us in celebrating our heritage and honoring the gods. There will be fireworks set into the heavens to rival the thunderbolts of Thor himself. We will also host a contest of champions to toast the valor of Odin. If you wish to join us, please meet us at our city of Asgard on Dantooine, 800 by -4500 near the Pirate Outpost. The home of the Norse. Skull! Contest of Champions. Single combat duels in the form of bear pit winners stay in, pit losers moves to the end of the line. It wasn't a very good well made line. Doubles as simple as 2v2 format where each team of 2 challenges the other teams to determine the fiercest warriors. Prizes will be awarded to the corresponding victors and runner-up. Please fight fairly, as only the truest of warriors can earn their place in the halls of Valhalla.
That's cool. And that's also something that Sky was saying that he is really trying to focus on. That was one of the things that he sent over for me for our state of the R3. He said that that's something that he's putting a lot of fun. He's writing up drafts for encounter ideas for some events in the future. So we're having some events in the future. They're trying to write up some scenarios. I feel like we're some Dungeons and Dragons player here. It's like so we're also having a PvP tournament in our city in a couple of weeks, and the winner obviously is going to get prizes, and we'll have like them on my personal channel. Maybe we'll have the winners on this show, or the winner. But
That'd actually be cool.
And I think we might have them get a little bit of a shout out love from the devs as well. So we'll have Sky or some of them make the winner a plaque. How about that sound?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool. Yeah. Now you can't back out, devs, on that.
Yeah,
So,
cannot back out on that one.
let it be written. Let it be known. Okay. Let it be written, let it be known. Give us ask that question or answer that question.
Yeah, are they fixing the speed thing so pistols can be faster in the game? I heard that rifles can become faster. To my knowledge, pistols are the fastest weapons from range, at least. I haven't seen rifles being faster than pistols necessarily.
I have, but there's so many variables that are involved in that. You can't just say 1 + 1 = 4, because it equals 2. So I mean, there are so many variables that are involved, and this is something that, like I was mentioning, Midnight in our guild, he's the best, number one with the bullets. I mean, everything is the fastest that he makes, and we've been testing a lot of these things. Even though the stats won't say that they're faster, there are some aspects of things that you could do to make rifles faster. So
Really?
the answer is, I could say from our copious amounts of testing, is the answer is that yes, rifles can be faster than pistols, but there's more to it than that. And we're just going to keep that under our belts.
Can be, but isn't necessarily if you did the same thing with a pistol.
Yeah, isn't necessarily. So when you hear that rifles are faster, it's because that the players are doing specific types of combinations of things or their builds in order to make something faster.
Right. Like you can do that. You could make a slow pistol. That's high damage. That might be
Right.
And if you made a rifle that was meant for speed, then you might get a faster rifle. And if you speed pumped it even further, it would be even like super fast.
But there's also caps. You know what I mean?
There is caps.
That's certain. Okay, that's another subject. One that I'm not that intelligent over.
Gotcha.
But we mentioned one thing right there that our guild has really been focusing on is crafting. I'd like to say we are incredible crafters. What are some of the things that give us 5 things to do in Restoration 3 right now? Give us the first thing that comes to your head.
Crate hunting. I think trying to get the DNA for rare animals is cool.
Yes.
People want the mutated pets. So Vorpal Durney DNA, I think you get that from like Undead in the quarantine zone. Nexu DNA, Reek DNA, sorry, from the Geocaves. I think the Acklay, does Acklay drop DNA? I'm not sure. I think I
don't think so.
There is a mutated Acklay in the game that you can get.
But that's not in the cave.
Right, it's not in the cave, right? Yeah, one of my guildies found one in the wild, a mutated Acklay. It was like level 70 elite. It was weird.
We've downed the Acklay quite a few times, and all we're collecting is pretty much bones and stuff. And so,
are the bones any good?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, it depends on what you want to use them for. You need them for melee, but how many people are really going back to melee at this point?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Not a ton of people flocking to the melee train right now. Space is another thing. Lord Sky said that. Kashyyyk, finishing Kashyyyk would be good. I would like to see the progression system released. That's one thing I was gonna say. Oh, I didn't name 5 things. I think I named 4. The other thing is farming junk loot so you can get your 35s.
Yeah.
That's another big one.
A lot of people they jumped on that, the progression system.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are saying, oh, they haven't actually built the progression system. It's not well, look it. They had planned to put the progression system out for them. You're trying to tell me that that's not working before they've even put it out? There's no way we could know that, so stop.
Yeah.
So stop.
To my understanding, Halo has it working, but he might have prioritized other things right now because we still don't have a chat server. You know what I mean?
And people are going to complain about one thing, then they're going to complain about the thing that they're taking their time away from to do that. So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, people like to complain, and I get it, but people need to know their like SWG emulator history. Legends launched with 6 months of no chat server, numerous dupes and bugs, and SWG Emu had so many issues it's unreal. I played through it all. It's just SWG emulator servers, especially when you're emulating like a brand new era or an era that hadn't been emulated before, and people haven't just come before you and figured everything out. You're gonna have a lot of problems, and that's just how it is. And it's literally a dev hobbyist team. They do this in their spare time. So people complain, but I think people are, in my opinion, just a little bit entitled in that sense, because it's like, this is free.
Careful.
Careful, a little bit, just a little bit. It just feels like it, because I mean, it is, it does get me riled up when I see people insulting the devs and calling the devs liars and all this other stuff. It does make me a little bit mad, because I've had a good relationship with the devs. I've talked to them a lot over the past year, and I think it's like a year ago around this time is when I started playing Restoration, when it was like in the alpha stages, and they've just come so far, and I've seen it all progress. I've just seen it just slowly boom, 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 boom. I mean, in a year we're going from combat being super wonky and things not working, and then like most of those things fixed, and then obviously with more player base, more problems come up and stuff like that. But I guess I've just been around for a year, right, and I've seen things get fixed, and that has like established my faith in the devs to competently run the game, I guess I should say. And
I don't want to belabor the point or to beat dead horses or any of those other, termage. That's another word that we're going to make up here, termage. But, no one cares if people are cool guys. But I think you and I can say at this point that, like, the devs are legitimately, like, cool guys. And we have seen, not necessarily behind the scenes, but we've had a lot of interactions with them, and I think you just said that, and I can speak for my interactions. Like, they're determined. This is their lives, and I have my faith that they are going to make things, if something's not working, that they're going to make it work, when and however they can. So. Whether it's today or tomorrow, things are great, and it's already amazing as it is, which is why we're trying to decide or talk about the things that we can do right now.
Yeah,
we don't have to run a 40-yard dash. We can do a jog. Get the 35s. Get yourself ready for Mustafar.
I was thinking about running NK Necrosis. He drops that wheel bike. And that's like, it's a rare drop from him, but it's like the fastest bike in the game, I believe.
We have not gotten it. I mean, we're just farming the crap out of him. We've not gotten it. Have you guys at all?
No, we haven't been farming him that much, to be honest. Have you guys gotten the Bane's Heart Crystal yet?
Not that I have been. I can't speak for the rest of our guild. Not since I've been there. We get the arms and the ship, quite a bit. That seems to be the popular thing. That was one of the things I would say. When you mentioned Kashyyyk, go do some Kashyyyk. There's some really really fun things, and do everything you need to do to get up into necrosis. Mitchell Caverns is one of my favorite things in the game. It's I just absolutely love that, and that's where Necrosis is. Death Watch bunker. Oh,
yeah, you can farm for Mandalorian armor.
Well, that's something that's changed, dude. Things ain't dropping as much, I think
really?
they did a good job in nerfing a lot of the drops. We went in there a few times this last week, in a couple hours, and things are not dropping quite like they were for sure. So, but maybe they evened it out.
True.
There was some people just like staying in there, just farming the crap out of the thing, and if you do that long enough, it's going to create a huge imbalance. And
yeah.
And so
someone traded me like 50 Mandalorian inner frames, which is used for slicing armor, and they dropped from the DWB. Someone traded me like 50 the other day, which would have taken me like several hours to farm myself as a smuggler. They traded me that for slices, and I was like, okay, I'll take that. That's like an enormous amount of components.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So they said they wanted you to do more than what was justifiable for that 50 or something. They're giving you more.
No, I was just like, wow. I was super surprised. I was like, oh, it's like, yeah, I have 100 and plus of these. Here's 50, and I was like, okay.
Lord Monarch, please take my money.
I will do a couple slices for you for this. That's fine with me.
Yeah,
so,
give him a shout out too. Like, maybe more people will be willing to do those.
It's me from SRB. They're farming the heck out of the DWB to get their Mandalorian armor. They basically just have everybody on follow on one guy, and the one guy is actually at the keyboard, and then they have assist macros running on that guy, so everything they target dies.
And not a fan.
Yeah, it's almost like it's basically AFK play, except one person is like at the keyboard, and the rest of them are just AFK. Their other 7 are AFK.
Which is why now the drops are completely dropped.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like that incentivizes more AFK farming, though, as nerfing drops.
Well, and so that's one thing that maybe they'll have to look into in the future. But all right, let's. Do you have anything else you want to talk about for R3?
I'm just looking forward to Jedi. But speaking of Jedi, what are your 5 favorite Force-sensitive characters?
Oh, gospel, my dude. My dude. You know what? I'm going to have to bring you on my radio show. You're getting that good, man. Next thing you know, you're just going to have to learn some football. And then you're on the show, buddy. Like, okay. Love the transition. So 5 favorite Force-sensitive characters. All right. Go with episode 3. You know how when Anakin's going in and Hitlering all of the younglings? Younglings?
Yeah.
Genocide of Jedi. So that one little dude who was like putting up a real fight at the end.
True, like, yeah.
That kid, is such a small little thing, but man, he got me right here, man. Go get him, buddy.
He went out swinging, dude.
He went out swinging. I was proud of him. So that'd be one of them. Okay.
Yeah.
Your turn.
So number 5, man. We'll put Kyle Katarn. This is no specific order, but Kyle Katarn is on my list. I love Kyle Katarn. I watched a video recently. Someone posted in the Resto Discord about like Kyle Katarn after the games, and he's just like an unkillable badass. And like before Disney, came and changed everything, but he was really cool. It was a guy that struggled with the light and the dark, and ended up going to the light and being able to use like dark side powers while being a light side Jedi. It was incredible.
And that is a theme in Star Wars games.
And
a lot of my favorite characters are those who have dabbled. You know what I mean? I feel like that's like the story of my life. I've dabbled in the good and the dark side, and you get a hybrid of the best. The cream rises to the top. I'm scared. Skid says that the kid was George Lucas's son. I had heard that before.
That's amazing.
Is that a rumor or is that true?
I don't know. If it's true, that's really interesting because George Lucas's son plays SWG Emu, or did at one point.
Let's get him on the show.
Jet Lucas. Oh,
Jet
man.
Lucas. That is such a Star Wars name.
Yeah. That is
There's no way that's real. Either don't make me like George Lucas.
I love George Lucas. You don't like George Lucas?
Oh, I haven't liked him in about 15 years.
Oh.
I'm going to have to go back now. If you're naming your son Jet, I like you again.
That's a good name. Now you're a Jet.
All right. So my next one would be, again, no particular order, is Ismar Jade. Again, I like those who have who've dabbled, good guys, bad guys, and the only thing I don't like about we'll call her Jade is the fact that she slept with Luke Skywalker, and Luke Skywalker's a pansy. So there you go.
Yeah, Skywalker's just a little bit too whiny. I guess for my next one would be Mace Windu.
Okay, yeah.
Mace Windu's awesome. He's got a purple saber. All right, purple's like one of my favorite colors. I'm wearing purple right now. And he was just kind of a badass in the movies, and he just kept being a badass in the shows, and he was just like a hard dude that I mean, when he went out, he didn't go out like, he didn't go out like a punk, dude. He went out strong. He only died because Anakin did something about it. Otherwise, he had Palpatine on the ropes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So let me that's on my 5 too. So let me give my opinions on that. We'll go back and forth with this too.
All right.
The thing I love about Mace Windu is forget about the change in the lightsaber. So prior to that, we had all the boring lightsabers and stuff. He was willing to do what he had to do. Forget the council, forget the Jedi way. Once again, he was going to put Palpatine down. Mm-hmm. And he looked like he was enjoying it.
Yeah, he did.
Snakes on a plane type of grit in that face.
Yeah.
And I just love saber guys. People who are great, I don't really care so much for Jedis with great, super cool force powers and everything. Man, if you could rock a saber, I'm probably going to like you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, my understanding is Mace Windu's extended universe, before Disney comes along, is that his background was that he was sort of like Kyle Katarn, dabbling in the dark side, dabbling in the light side, ended up on the light side and can control the dark side and stuff, which would make him super strong. Seems like anyone who controls both is up here, like a high tier godlike Jedi. And then so Mace.
Nowadays every single Star Wars character is a godlike Jedi.
That's true.
Thinking Legends has made everything legendary.
Yeah.
So.
Someone stole my handle. Thank you for the subscription with Prime. I really appreciate that, my guy. Thank you very much. That's a great name.
Can we give did some props too? He brought the knowledge. He brought and backed it up with some fandom.com wiki here. So
yeah,
he's right. So good deal. All right, so your turn now again.
I guess Kit Fisto. It's actually weird. You know who Kit Fisto is?
I've had an action figure of him. I can't place who he is.
He's got the multiple green tails. He's a green guy, black eyes. He's in the scene.
Yeah. He went down in Order 66 in the movie. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For no real reason do I like him. I just like the way he looked as a kid, and so he's always in my mind as like, I don't know. For some reason, I have him in my mind as like as a really wholesome, mild-mannered 20s guy who likes to get along with kids and like teach kids, and I don't know why. Kit Fisto in my mind. Thank you, Timex, for the subscription with the Prime for 3 months. Appreciate it, my guy.
Yeah, Timex.
Yeah, but yeah, Kit Fisto is for some reason I just liked his whole vibe. And then there was this old Clone Wars cartoon on Cartoon Network. It was 2D, not 3D. Did you see that one?
That was the last one that I actually watched because I got like all of the episodes from Family Video. I went on a binge watch of them.
Oh man, back when those were a thing, man. Do they have any more of those?
Nope.
Rip. Blockbuster's gone. Family Video. There was another place called Hollywood Video where I live. That's gone.
Same in California. I actually ran over somebody like going 55 miles an hour. A person walking across the street in front of Hollywood Video. That's another story.
No, you can't keep telling me these horrible stories.
Spun that chick around.
Oh
like
man, you ran over someone.
We'll save that for the end again.
Did they live?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
I mean, their bone was out of their skin, but yeah. Yeah, we'll finish that later. Fisto is the Aquaman of the Jedi Order.
That's true.
Always smiling. I don't think he was always smiling. I think he was just that's just the way he was. But yeah, dude. Kit Fisto, dude got shot in the back. He was like running around, looks behind, like, wait, double tap. Oh wait, I'm dead.
Yeah, Ripperino.
Like,
yeah.
Oh.
They. But yeah, Kit Fisto. So how about you? Next one. You've done 3? Because you had Mace Windu?
This is my 4th. Again, yeah, we're stealing your lunch money, H-Wood TV. It's going to be Darth Maul for the lightsaber dueling ability. And
that was going to be my next one.
Okay, so you can add to this then like I did with Windu. But he overcame a defeat and grew stronger. So
yeah, like his whole backstory is that he learned Terrakasi or Terrakasi.
Terrakasi. Okay, hold on. Let me cut you off there. Okay, then tell me your. I gotta. Obskid again brings the knowledge. You're correct. He went in to take down Sidious or Palpatine with Mace Windu, and he went down fast.
Yeah, he did.
That's right. He went down fast.
Yeah.
All right, Terrakasi.
Yeah. So apparently, Darth Maul's backstory is that he was like trained in Terrakasi before ever picking up a saber. So I think that's what I remember of his backstory. So whenever he got with the saber, he became like. Before Disney, I don't know what it is now, but canon-wise, he was like the strongest lightsaber duelist, like in the galaxy. He was like the best in the West, you know what I mean? The fastest gun. And yeah, and then he got beat by Obi-Wan Kenobi, so that was lame.
I don't know. Like, I don't know how that could be. Well, that's for another debate. You know, I feel like there was kind of you can't necessarily say that Obi-Wan Kenobi beat him in a duel. Because it was kind of 2-on-1. He had expended his energy. I'm just trying to give him the benefit.
Yeah, dude. He had a low force bar. He was almost out of force by that time, man.
Yes. His action was gone.
Yeah. He just was out. He was just running on force. He didn't have a backup holocron to replenish his force bar. No fair. It was 2v1, and they would talk trash about it in Discord for hours afterwards.
Yeah, and Obi-Wan had just used up his like 5 minutes skill. He had to win. If he didn't actually win within that 30-second time frame, then he would have died for sure.
Yeah,
this is good conversation going on in here. You want to clean up some of the stream chats?
Let's see. Are we cleaning something up? Shut up, Foo, for what? What are we shutting up about? You stole my lunch money. Kit Fisto was decapitated by Sidious. I think they sold a few Jedi short during Order 66. Only a few. Plo Koon went out like a punk. Secure was caught frolicking through the fungi
in his jet. Or we'll call it a jet.
Yeah. Secura was frolicking through the fungi. She was on what was that planet, Felucia? Monday
That's
went
what
out.
I was thinking was she got shot from behind, looking back. Yeah.
Yeah. Mundy went out like a G though. How did Mundy go out? Is Kiadi Mundy?
He tried Kiadi Mundi or whatever.
Yeah. I forgot how he died.
He pulled his lightsaber at least. Yeah, shot by 10 cold-blooded Dano.
Shot by like 10 clone troopers. That's right. I had Plo Koon and Kiadi Mundi mixed up. Plo Koon is the one that looks like his face was just like a melted piece of plastic with glasses on it. That. And Mundi is the one that looks like a cone head with like mutations.
Yeah. Mundi looks like he's got 4 testicles on his forehead, like huge, massive testicles. Like we're talking, what do you call it? Elephantitis testicles on his forehead. Like, he was considered a great, like if you read the books, he was considered like equal to Mace Windu with his sword play, if you will. I considered actually using him, but then I don't want to associate myself with testicles.
Sin Dralig was the master at arms for the Jedi Order, and Anakin beat him in seconds. I don't even know who Sin Dralig is. I need to catch up on my Star Wars lore.
Yeah.
Need to read
I can't
up.
think of that at the moment.
Okay,
I think my other Force sensitive that I'm gonna go with today is going to be, all right, in the Thrawn Trilogy. I think it was the Thrawn Trilogy. Yeah, there was a crazed Jedi who was once a master Jedi, but he had a clone, or he was cloned. Yeah, I can't think of what his name is. Anyways, he was just a crazy good guy, bad guy, like leader of a planet or something. And so he just went absolutely nuts all the time and started using like Force lightning in the books. But the funny thing, he was just like one of those funny guys that you would see. I think of him as a guy who had been trapped on a deserted island for like 30 years and then coming back to the world being like, I'm crazy type of thing.
He was like Castaway.
Yes, except at least Tom Hanks got somewhat sane when he came back.
Yeah.
That was him, his clone. So yeah, I can't think of what his name is.
Tom Hanks was away like 3 years, so like 30 years as a Jedi. Tom Hanks 30 years on an island as a Jedi.
Let's make a movie.
Yeah, that sounds like a great movie. A Castaway movie, but it's just a Jedi. Qui-Gon.
Wouldn't that be Luke Skywalker on that Castaway Island?
Yeah, actually, that kind of is. That is Luke Skywalker.
Now I'm just this grumpy old crazy guy bringing this young girl over to have his way with her. Like, it's okay, let me force it in you.
You could grab my lightsaber, like.
Oh boy, cue all the sexual Force references.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't forced, it was consensual.
Some Darth Invader type stuff.
Yeah.
All right. What's your last one?
My last one is I think Yoda. Yoda's just cool. Like they made him cool in the prequel series. The prequels made him cool. Like he's, you know, he talks weird, you know, but he's a little green ball of fury, just running around chopping things up, like catching lightning with his hands and throwing it back. Like it's pretty cool. Yoda's a pretty cool Jedi character. And they actually, the other thing is he's mysterious still. Like they don't know what his race is. They don't know where he's from. They got no clue about what's going on with him.
Well, that they didn't at first, and then the prequels come out, and they got another one of those Yodas in like the Jedi freaking Council. They got a female Yoda in the Jedi Council. That was one of the things that I've got problems with. However, I won't. I'll save that my problem Jedis for this next one that we're gonna do. So let's roll into that. Now we're gonna go to 3 Force sensitive characters that we dislike. Not counting the female Yoda.
Yeah. Yaddle.
You want me to go first? Give you some time?
I'm just saying it. I'm going to say it, and it's going to be controversial. Ahsoka Tano is annoying.
Okay.
Like, if you've watched the Clone Wars series, she's like Anakin's apprentice, and she's just annoying. I don't know.
She's a little girl.
She's
in that.
Exactly.
Teenage brat.
I don't know, man. Maybe it's just that I'm a 30-year-old man, but maybe I just don't want a teenage girl around me all the time.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Now, what about in The Mandalorian? Did you think her character was cool?
Yeah, as an adult, she's like way cooler. But in the Clone Wars series, she's kind of annoying and stupid.
Yeah. I'll go with that. Yeah. She's certainly mysterious, if you like the mysterious Jedis in The Mandalorian. You want to talk about controversial? I'll just throw this right here. Luke Skywalker, don't like him. Here's how you. All right, you want me to go on a rant?
Yeah, go ahead. Hate on Luke.
Here's how you don't write a good story. The opposite of writing a good story. You make your character a whiny little bitch. I want to go to Toasty Station. Got feathered hair, flopping around in the sand, by the way. And then you put him in his underwear in the water and say, hey, kid, don't poop in the water in your diaper, which is him. Kisses his sister. I mean, and then you're trying to tell me, like, this was bad foresight. Then we're supposed to think, this is such a cool, like, by the way, Return of the Jedi was my favorite Star Wars, and he was really cool going on in, but he went down like a bitch in Jabba's palace. You know what I mean? Like, now, if we're to believe the legend, this dude is like the most powerful guy in the history of powerful guys. Like, I have force portals and all this horse crap. Where was this when you were hanging out in anywhere? I mean, did he have to sink his wiener into Mara Jade before he started getting his real powers? Like, is that what it is? Dabbled in the dark side, did you?
Dude.
I mean, come on.
And then, like, he wasn't even all that strong when it comes to, he just kept that whiny whole persona in the sequel movies. Like, he's just like, oh, my apprentice didn't go my way. I'm going to a different island. Like, the ultimate temper tantrum. I'm going to a secluded planet with one little island on it. You know what I mean?
Follow.
Yeah.
I'm going to drink deserted and disgusting food that I've packed in there. And anyways. Yeah, I digress. I literally digress. Your turn.
Okay, yeah. Let's see. I said Ahsoka Tano. Luke Skywalker's kind of up there. Leia.
Yes.
Leia kissed her brother. All right. Was a bitch the entire series. Like, she was just a gigantic bitch. Like, she just was. She was such a bitch to Han Solo. She was a bitch to Luke Skywalker. They saved her life, and she, in turn, was just acted like a massive bitch about it. And then she's got like this old wise thing going on, like in the sequels, and it's like, who gives a fuck? No one cares about.
Go back to being what you are. You're a fake princess.
Yeah.
You're more of a politician than anything else. And she was supposed to be a very powerful Jedi.
Yeah.
Like, you never became a Jedi.
Literally,
You know what I
they
mean?
just like worked that into the EU. She goes out into space. That's where she should have died. But just floats back in. Doesn't, just floated back in.
I'm dying.
Yeah. I'm dying, by the way.
It's okay because Han died, so she can go.
Yeah. Why'd they have to kill Han and not her? That would have been a way better movie if they just killed Leia instead of Han Solo, the guy I actually like.
Dang! I just have to add another one to my list now. Okay, go for it.
Yeah. So she was just a bitch in the original movies, and then. Like, it's like, did we really need her in the sequels?
At the end.
Yeah, it was just dumb. And then she gives Poe the cold shoulder when Poe's trying to help, and they end up going with Poe's plan anyway. And then, she's friends with that peak-haired person who is also a bitch. And then she hyperspaces herself straight into the First Order ship. So I mean, I'm glad they're all dead.
She didn't have to. By the way,
yeah, she didn't have to.
Like, is this symbolism? Like, how about you stay and try to help? Like there's other ways. Oh yes, Leia was on my list, and for all of the reasons that you mentioned.
Yeah. So
good.
Fuck Leia. Sorry.
I'm sure many had. So since that is second on my list, literally second, I just added one. But I'm gonna go for this is my third, but I'm gonna add one later on because we agreed on the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Qui-Gon, just because he's entirely boring.
He's a moron. I was gonna say Qui-Gon as well.
Is he a moron?
Yeah.
Why?
He just goes to Tatooine and doesn't follow the Jedi Order's advice about Anakin, who creates one of the biggest villains of all time. Tries to gamble with Watto, when he could have just gone to a different junk shop or something. Like, I don't know. His character is just stupid. I like Liam Neeson, but man,
right.
Qui-Gon is actually like
Qui-Gon
stupid.
is actually one of the most wisest, known as one of the most wise Jedis that there ever was. And now here's the counter argument. Why am I arguing for a guy who I said I despised? The counter argument was that without him building or doing what he did, going against the council, then there would not have been balance in the Force. He actually, by doing that, going against, created balance in the Force, but not in the way that he expected it to be. But he was just so boring. Like, his swordplay style was boring. I mean, he's just standing straight up all of the time. There's, that was my thing. Just a little too boring.
Yeah,
for my take.
He was so wise, dude. He just didn't see all the future. He just made all the wrong decisions.
Well, my theory is, look, if I'm going against like the council, like so many times that I'm not going to be on the council, well, hell, just go in and take the ship. Like, why go through the motions? You're wasting time here.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. It's just so I don't know. He picked up Jar Jar. I don't really hate.
Always a bigger fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
George Lucas should have committed to the Darth Jar Jar plotline. The prequels would have been A1. Oh, I don't know about all that.
I think that'll be something. And if it's not going to be something, I said that I'm going to start making YouTube videos of Darth Jar Jar. Like, I'm going to abandon the Boba Fett thing and just make Jar Jar be a bad guy, but stupid bad guy, making stupid bad guy mistakes.
Yeah.
Instead of falling ass backwards into success, he's going to fall ass backwards into bad things.
Like getting into the wrong crowd and start taking death sticks.
Death sticks.
That's actually one of my...
It's like tries to have like a threesome with Keira Knightley and both of the Amidala's.
The fake and the real.
It's okay. I mean, Annie's my friend.
That's awful.
Oh, he just worked his way into the Senate like that.
Sleeping
Okay, so
around.
you said is that your third?
Yeah.
Give us another one because I want to put out another one.
Another one? Star Killer, I guess, from the Force Unleashed game.
You dislike Starkiller?
Yeah, I'm not a really big fan.
Dude was like very, very powerful. I'll give him that.
He was powerful, but he kept trusting Vader, even though Vader kept like brutalizing him. I mean, that's kind of the way the dark side goes, but I feel like if I got as brutalized as by Vader as he did, I would just be like, this is bullshit, man. I'm out.
Getting bullshit.
Yeah. You know?
I could see that. Yeah, like at a certain point, Han Solo left the Imperials because he didn't like the way things ran. So yeah, I got you.
Yeah, like Darth Maul got, betrayed by Palpatine, and he was like, yo, I'm gonna kill Palpatine. For like, that was his life's mission after that. Starkiller's just like, okay, Daddy Darth Vader, whatever you need. You brought me onto the brink of death. It's fine. What would you like me to do? Like, it was just, I don't know. I feel like it's just like not mentally. I mean, there's something weird about Star Wars when they're talking about disciplining their opponents, and they're like, I hate you, and then they like obey their master no matter what. It's like, why would you do that? That's one of the things that like you have to suspend your disbelief for. And it's just it's too much for me, because I'm like, that makes zero sense. You're like the dumbest person in the world. If someone was literally like stubbing my toe on purpose, I would never listen to that person. I would be like, you are the worst person to exist on this planet. You are worse than Hitler, and you're stubbing my toe. And he was getting like stabbed and shocked with lightning and drowned and all sorts of crap. And it was just like, okay, well,
that was just Vader's way. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm sorry. There was not enough toilet paper in the bathroom stall.
Yeah. Like Vader was his abusive
pulp in my juice.
I mean, even kids like learn to hate their abusive parents. You know what I mean? Like,
true, but not traumatized kids. He was a traumatized kid.
Yeah.
Same thing with Dooku, though. Like the look on Dooku's face when he realized that he was about to be sacrificed. He's like, "Wait, ¿por qué?"
Wait, what?
Oh,
that was the plan.
Okay,
Do it.
My last one is going to be Kylo Ren. Like,
Oh,
you want to
okay.
talk about a little B word? You want to talk about a little B word? Grandpa, my daddy doesn't understand me. Grandpa, you would have known you were talking about. Sorry. I'm gonna talk while breathing in the whole time. Like the whole time, it looks like it sounds like he's on the toilet, like trying to take a dump or other things. Throwing like quite literal tantrums. Like, what are you teaching kids? Killing and tantrums?
Mm-hmm.
No. And then you kind of get the girl? Nah.
Yeah. Yeah. Kylo was, I don't know, he was actually one of my favorite parts of the sequels, but I hated the sequels, so I felt like he was the only one that was a little bit interesting, but...
Well, I reject you totally, then.
I'm deleting you off Facebook because of that.
I don't think you've read enough books to make an accurate decision. Too much Facebook gospel.
Well, listen, I'm a movie critical analyst, and your opinion is just wrong. Yeah.
I got my PhD in critiquing of cinema.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Speaking of that, if you want to have a good time, go on YouTube to Cinema Sins and look up all of the movie sins for the prequels, especially the last one. Oh man, they just rip Kylo Ren 22 new buttholes, and you can do 22 buttholes because he has the Force, and it's Legends now. Everybody has all sorts of Force powers.
Yeah.
And if I had Force powers, I'd have 2 buttholes at least, because I love a good poop.
Oh man.
All right, so you want to clean up a couple things that we said we'll talk about at the end?
Yeah, you hit someone with your car?
Oh yeah, first you want the good news or the bad news?
As long as it doesn't make me massively uncomfortable. I guess we'll go with the bad news.
Oh well, let's go with the good news first.
Oh, okay.
LucasArts now said that they can put out they're going to be putting out re-releasing three new LucasArts point-and-click games. So they're allowing them to be put out into distribution again.
Oh, wow.
How cool. So there's going to be other video game creators that are going to be making probably like Monkey Island games and stuff again. So that's big.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, the other one was when I was 20, something like that. I was going to go get a movie. It was a Saturday night. So boring Joshua was going to go get a movie, and I had my friends in the car. And there was this SUV that was slamming on his brakes to the left. Mm-hmm. And so I started kind of tapping my brakes, not as much, but I didn't see what was going on. A woman like runs out of the way of the SUV, doesn't see me, you know what I mean? And the look on her face when she saw, like, it was relief of getting out of the SUV. And then she sees my car and she does this like swan dive, like type of thing. And so unfortunately, at this point I was on my brakes a little bit more, but we were going like 20 miles over the speed limit as it was. And so I smack this woman like on her thighs, smack her around. She hits the fender. And like she's like crawling on the street, like trying to get over.
Oh my god!
And so I pull over. I get and there's like a crowd of people, and they're like, "Yeah, that son of a bitch, he just like straight took off." I'm like, I'm right here, like this guy right here. Like her like leg or tibia was like hanging out of her leg, and she's like, "It's all right. Just give me $5. I'm good. Just give me $5." Like trying to get away, like for everybody. I'm like, "Are you okay? Are you good? Nah, just give me $5."
She sounds schizophrenic.
No, she was high and totally drunk. So I didn't get in any trouble at all for those reasons. Fortunately, people had seen that she was crossing, and we did everything that we could. But that lasted like 2 months of them trying to ask me a bunch of questions and stuff. But yeah.
Wow.
That was an interesting.
You wouldn't
situation.
say that was a traumatizing experience, would you?
No, not at all. Me and my friends laugh at that to this day. It was like an ongoing joke. It's like she was literally trying to walk and crawl on a leg that was no longer a leg. Like, just give me $5 and I'm good.
Oh my gosh.
Some of us, we get in an accident, we're thinking, okay, we're safe.
Mm-hmm.
How can I get like 10 grand out of this? Hers like, okay, I almost died, give me $5.
Oh wow, dude, her leg, dude, was like her femur like sticking out or what was going on? Like
it was her tibia that had like popped out of the skin, and she was also had like her shoulder and her head was like all messed up, and yeah, it was bad. It scared the crap out of me, but
that sounds painful. Yeah. That sounds not fun.
Have you had any of those experiences?
No, I've never hit anybody before. I have had someone hit me when I was driving to college one day. Like I was driving to school, and this giant lifted truck was just like, I was like maybe like the third or fourth car going through a green light. So I was waiting in line for it. And, it hit green. First car goes through, second car goes through, third car goes through. I'm the fourth car going through. This guy just runs this red light. T-bones me, sort of. It's more like an L shape, right? Because my car is going like this. And then he just hits this part. He hits the front. And it totally breaks off his like front left wheel. And he just keeps driving. Like his wheel went flying. And he just keeps driving, and some guy like sees what happens, like U-turns around, like follows the dude, Obviously I parked my car's totaled, like got like the whole front half of it was destroyed. It was like right in front of me. Thankfully it wasn't like on top of me. It was a giant truck. And so the cops come. I have a good interaction with the cops, and then this guy comes back. He's like, "Yo, I got his license plate number. He's down at the station a ways away, trying to get away." And the cops tracked him down real fast and charged him with a hit and run.
Ooh.
Yeah. And so the DA called me like, I don't know, a couple weeks later or something, and said, so this guy doesn't have insurance. And well, I don't know if the DA was telling me that. It was maybe my insurance company. I can't remember who told me that. But basically, the guy didn't have insurance at all and was driving without insurance. And the DA calls me and said, what do you want for this guy? I was like, maximum penalty. That's what I told the DA. I was like, fuck that guy. What a jerk. Destroyed my car. And so, yeah, that was like that's like the only car accident I've been in where I was driving and it wasn't even my fault. Man. Yeah.
Wow, that's just the worst. That is the worst. All right, you get your car wrecked. You might have got injured. Dude doesn't give a dang. I'm just trying to get away because I don't want to, spend some extra cash. Are you going to get arrested? Probably not. You're driving without insurance. Like, I get it. Your adrenaline's up, your cortisol's up. So, he probably just watched Fast and the Furious. It's like, well, crap, I can drive on three wheels,
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, gone. Meanwhile, you're sitting in here with half a car on top of you. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I was fine. My car didn't like flip or anything. I didn't really get any injuries from that experience because, I was driving pretty slowly myself, right? Like, I wasn't driving super fast. It was just like an intersection that I was just starting to get through, right? Because I was in the fourth. Yeah. But yeah, that was my one car wreck story. I never had any other issues. I've been in a car wreck with my dad. We were in Florida, and I was a little kid, and like this drugged up chick like made a 6-car pile up, and my dad, we were on the end of that, and he just couldn't hit the brakes fast enough.
Right.
So we lived through that too, but that wasn't really bad. That was just like a minor fender bender. For our car, for other cars, it got wrecked, like completely destroyed. And then I think I got in one other accident. Oh no, I remember one time when I was a teenager, my dad was like driving through on like this highway near us called 45, and it was raining. It was really wet. This car out in front of us like hydroplanes and like spins out, just like starts spinning on the highway like they're dancing on ice. Anyways. My dad just like swerves. This guy just got done hydroplane. My dad swerves, and it's like the guy spins just perfectly not to hit our car. Like, it was just, I don't know, it was miraculous.
Tokyo Drift stuff. Huh?
Yeah, dude, he was like Anakin Skywalker driving. Like, he was the best pilot in the galaxy that day. Like, he was just blasting through. It was fine, and we lived. And that guy, fortunately didn't hit any other cars. He just hit the wall. But no, I'm not in a whole lot of dangerous car stories.
I've had many, but that's not something we're going to discuss right now. But this is how about we end on, can I give a review of Fast 9?
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but go ahead.
Okay.
I don't care about spoilers.
Let's turn this into, well, no, I won't get into all of that, but let's turn this into a Star Wars Galaxies analogy. Okay. And say, how can I make a bug report for Fast 9? You want to talk about bugs? That movie was wrong from beginning to end. Let's just say that they decided, okay, we're going to forget trying to just be radical and incredible, and let's just turn them into superheroes. And that was the underlying theme of the show. They just, okay, we've done everything that we can do that's even moderately realistic, and now our guys are going to all be superheroes. Invincible, hackers, comedians, everything that you want. Ninjas. They're ninjas too. Fast 9.
Wow. That
And it
reminds.
was so much fun.
It was fun. I saw this meme. It's Vin Diesel flying through space in his car with the windows down, and someone looks over him and said, "How are you in space with the windows down in your car?" And he goes, "You don't need superpowers when you have family."
Well, yeah, they're driving in space.
Oh, are they in that movie?
No joke. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's okay, dude. He's got family.
Right from the beginning, it kind of like, to me, I was like, ooh, this is hard, because they again, no spoilers here. This isn't like anything that's giving anything away, but they do a flashback of like how his father had passed away, and he's like 22 years old in there, and it says 1989, and he's like a 22-year-old Vin Diesel in there. I'm like, oh no. That means in this movie, he's thinking 55 in this movie. I'm like, oh man. It was really hard to watch after that, because I'm sorry, but it's not like young Vin Diesel anymore. Like, they're saying, hey, you are now 55 years old in this movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, I never really put two and two together with that. So, whew.
I see.
Yeah,
We're all
super fun
aging and
movie.
it feels
I enjoyed
weird.
it.
Yeah.
Say what?
I said we're all aging and it feels weird.
Yeah, I'm. It feels harder for me, because you have a beautiful 3-0, and I've got more than that, and so. But,
Dude, I'm
yeah.
gonna lose it this year, dude. Don't worry. I'm on my way. I'm trying to catch up to you as fast as I can.
Well, it'll happen eventually.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, I go before you, buddy.
I don't know. It seems like you're like that movie Unbreakable, dude. You're like Bruce Willis. You just don't
Oh.
die.
Actually, that is a joke that my parents and I have always said. Like, I've walked away from so much crap. I walked away from just so much crap. I guess when you just got so much adrenaline, like, I quite literally live my life in fight or flight mode. And so, like, my body is not going to break, but I'm going to die of a heart attack at some point.
Maybe, dude. I don't know. That is funny. Well,
But I'll
maybe it
do
isn't
it
funny,
like,
but
like Fast and the Furious, though. When I'm going down, it's going to be like Fast and the Furious going down. Like, when I lose, I won't think about it, because it's going to look good.
all right. You're saying you're not dying from natural causes then?
Oh no, but like, when I'm going down, when I realize it's going to go down, it's like, in those movies, like the Viking movies, where you got like 8 arrows in you
Yeah.
and a sword in your gut. It's like, I'm going to still get you.
Yeah. You're gonna go down swinging to the max. If you die, your opponent's going down with you.
It's the way I play Star Wars Galaxies too in PvP. So if I'm going down, I know I'm gonna lose, but I'm not gonna run. It's gonna look good.
Might make the argument if you die in a car accident, might just say, like, if you've been in a ton of car accidents, then I'll be like, well, maybe that is natural causes.
It's natural for me.
Yeah, it's natural for you.
Awesome gospel. This is a fun episode, man. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, this is actually a fun episode. I think it's better than last week's.
Yeah, you want to close this out, buddy?
Yeah. I'm gonna type it out real quick. So, if you are not, you can go ahead and subscribe to Weird Gaming Adventures YouTube channel. He makes Star Wars content. He makes gaming adventure game content as well, and he's going to be making some Star Wars adventure gaming content because LucasArts just announced that they've released some of those games or remaking them. Or you can also, and you should also subscribe to me on here on Twitch. You can follow me, you can subscribe here on Twitch, or you can go subscribe, and you can subscribe to me on YouTube, which the link is down below in the boxes. I'm Gospel, and this is
Weird Gaming Adventure.
And we are out. We'll catch you next week. Peace.